Hey there guys, and welcome to another video. This weekend marks the first time that NASCAR visits Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas. I am so hyped for this race this weekend, and I wanted to mark the occasion by running a race. And not just any race. I'm going to be running my 100th race in my team career mode on F1 2020. That means 100 races in the series, and of course it's at my home track of Cota. We're going to take a quick look at the track here before taking a look at the 100th race livery that I am going to be running. Now, of course, I'm playing on console, so that means I don't have access to livery editors and all kinds of the cool stuff everybody else is doing. But I like this livery. It's sharp and it's clean. I love a purple race car. So that's what we have here. We have a very, very purple race car. I have run that most of my seasons. This actually harks back to one of my older cars when I first started the series. As you can see, we've got a little bit of green there. I'm a huge Aston Martin fan, so of course green and purple go well together. And then we've got a little bit of the gold accents and pinstriping. I of course have a few championships and things, so just all around I like that livery. We're going to jump into qualifying here and kind of skip ahead. I did go out for a few laps to start with and didn't have much speed. Unfortunately, I got to 18th. So we're going to take one final lap around the track at the end of Q1 to see if we can't bolster our time, get into 16th or higher, making it to the next qualifying session. We're coming through the S's now. One of my favorite bits of track on this car. It's just, you just hold it through there and you just kind of grit your teeth and go. Coming down onto the back bit of the track, hard braking into the second hairpin and onto the back straight we go. Opening DRS at the line there. Hauling down hard. We are going 217 miles an hour down the backstretch. Hard braking as we get into the 70s there on that tight hairpin. Holding third through there. This corner right here is the one that catches most people off. It's got that little off-camber dip as we come into the four corners of the quadruple apex. Into the penultimate. A little bit off track, but I think we're going to be fine as we come into turn 20. Down the front stretch to the line. Where are we going to be? Will we make it to Q2? Yes, we will. We just skate in 16th place. Let's have a look at the board. Pierre Gasly and Valtteri Bottas lead. My teammate Jordan King there in third. And as we scroll all the way down, there I am, 16th, just making it through to Q2. Now, at the start of Q2, as you can see, I had a fault with the lubrication system. 15 minutes I had to wait in the pits before I could go out. I made one lap, did pretty well, got 11th. Somehow I got bumped up to 10th there, but I wanted to take one more flyer, see how I could do, if I could improve at all, and just find that speed that I was going to need during the race. This is going to be the very last lap through the quadruple. Into the penultimate corner. Down the straight, hard brake to turn 20. We're gonna come across the line. Do we make it? Do we stay into Q3? First place, we got first place on Q2, man. That is exciting. And man, is it dark and gloomy. And we're going to find out in just a minute that, yes, it is going to rain for Q3. Basically, meaning Q3 is a write-off. You know, the first two sessions being in the dry, the race being in the dry, the car is not set up for that kind of running. But I'm a good sport. I'm going to take a flying lap anyway and see how things go. And as you can see, it is dark and dreary. Man, there is no light. It is just pitch out there. I am trying everything I can to not just be spinning the tires down the back straight. Coming into the deep braking zone at turn 12. And everything, and I mean, I am going slow here, just trying to stay on the track. The intermediates are not giving me the grip that I need. As you see there, I had a bit of a tank slapper. Coming through that difficult off-camber turn into the 4 apex corner. And I mean, I'm so much slower than I had been in both previous qualifyings. We come through the penultimate into turn 20. And across the line, where am I going to start this race? Just where am I going to start it? 10. You know, I'm okay with that. I think we can manage a little bit from there. I've got the pace, as we've seen, so let's get into the action.
Here we are then in one of the fastest growing cities in the United States, the fabulous Austin, in the great state of Texas. The circuit itself 14 miles southeast of the city center and home to the US Grand Prix since 2012. The latest in a long list of iconic tracks to have that honor. We have 10 turns to the left and 10 to the right here at the fantastic Circuit of the Americas. Overtaking opportunities into turn 1 and 12 at this anti-clockwise 3.6 mile track. And we should see average lap speeds of around 126 miles per hour. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. Alexander Albon put in a great lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. And Jordan King completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Bottas, Russell, Pierre Gasly, and Verstappen, Ricciardo, Fiat, Sainz, and Ryan, Leclerc, Ocon, Nobuharu Matsushita, and Norris, Perez, Latifi, Nick De Vries, and Guan Yu Zhou. Ireland, Alesi, Giovinazzi, and Kevin Magnussen fills the last spot on the grid. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out. Then let's see who can prevail today.
Alright guys, so as you can see, we've got a great race in store for you. Alexander Albon in the Red Bull starting off in pole position. George Russell in the Alpha Tauri in 4th. That is great for him. Me, of course, I'm starting in 10th, but I feel very optimistic about this race. We're going to take a look at our settings here right now. And what I think I'm going to do, I know playing this track many times, all through, 7 times I've done this. 6 or 7 times I've done this. So I know that I can stretch out a one stop if I really need to. And that's kind of the game plan I have going into this race. I'm just going to stop once. I know that I've got the fuel for it, and I know that I have the potential to be able to run mediums on the second stint. I don't really want to do the hards. Hards around here aren't that great. We are going to lower the fuel so that we are running a little bit light, and that we have that just outright pace that we need. Make sure that we've got the car set back up from the rain. I did change it a little bit for the rain and put it back to the speediness that I had in the first 2 bits of qualifying. And here we go to the race, guys. And the 5 red lights are out, and we are underway at Cota. It's a good start for me, kind of troubling start for everyone else. I'm going to take a huge dive into turn 1, pick up 5 positions. That's right, I go from 10th to 5th in 1 corner. That's just how good I am. Into the S's they go. Albon leads. King in second. It is mayhem behind them, of course, as the cars are all just kind of stacked up behind us. There I am in 5th place. I have Gasly behind me. Verstappen, Ricciardo, all behind me. And there is Gasly coming around the outside of me. Or the inside of me, my bad. But I'm gonna stick with him. Dive! Late breakdown into turn number 12. And we get the pass back. 5th place for me. As we look through at some of the other cars, we've got Verstappen, Valtteri Bottas back there. Daniel Ricciardo in the Ferrari. There goes Daniel Ricciardo. The 2 Mercedes. Then we've got the McLarens of Sainz and Norris. The Renault of Charles Leclerc as well back there in the mix. Gonna go on board here through the S's. As I said, just an absolutely fun and awesome ride through there, of course. Down the hill, coming into turn 11, the second hard hairpin of this track. There are 3 huge hairpins and deep braking zones on this track. It is just fantastic. Coming down the back stretch we go. And oh man, there is a yellow flag as it's Max Verstappen in the Mercedes. Goes out on lap number 2. Engine failure for him as we look at the Racing Point cars there for a little bit. Those cars were just behind him. Probably got a little bit of spray and some oil on them. But moving back up through the grid, we're going to look at the Gasly and the Renault here, and then the McLaren of Carlos Sainz. Sorry guys, trying to keep my notes in order on where everybody is in this race. Coming back up the hill into turn 1, down the hill, coming into turn 2 in the S's. Carlos Sainz there through the S's, just watching some great racing going on here. It's got Charles Leclerc behind him, looking now at the McLaren. A beautiful car that was from this previous year. And we're gonna jump up to Alexander Albon, kind of take you through the top 10 of this race. He got a huge start and never really slowed down. Throughout the race, he had the speed, as you will see. And moving on, Jordan King, my teammate. Started off, he was a rating of 72. Now he's up to 88. Doing a fantastic job in this maxed out car on my team. Good teammate, 3rd in the points so far, having a great season. And as we cut back through, George Russell in the AlphaTauri in 3rd, doing an amazing job dragging that car up through the field. I am in 4th place, coming down through the S's again as we go a little bit on board for just a few minutes. Cutting back to Pierre Gasly in the Renault. He's having a fantastic race. Up there in 5th place. Cutting back to Daniel Ricciardo in the Ferrari. Then we have Valtteri Bottas in the Mercedes. Mercedes following a Ferrari is very strange, trust me. Then, as we go back, we see Matsushita following Carlos Sainz through there. Behind him is Ocon, and behind him is Lando Norris in the other McLaren. Charles Leclerc just ahead of them in the second Renault. This is some fast-paced action that we have going on here today, ladies and gentlemen. And as we move forward a little bit, we're going to take a look as I am about to overtake, or look at overtaking, George Russell. Deep dive into turn number 11. Man, that is a great corner for doing that. He is going to get DRS, though, that I don't have. We're going to take another look at this overtake here. Of course, coming down, deep dive into the corner, just pulling off an amazing move. Moving myself on up into third place in this race. Following my teammate there, as you see. I'm going to get a little bit close. I had a look to the inside, but I just didn't want to hurt both of our cars. So I just kind of let them go. And because of that, we end up riding. And then George Russell is back on my tail. He is following my gearbox so tightly. And behind him, you can see Pierre Gasly also in the mix. This is a huge battle for third place. Going through the quad into the penultimate corner, following suit into turn number 20 as we come on back to the front stretch. Now this lap right here is going to be crazy. As we see there, George gets a little bit off, but he's got the speed and I don't have it. George Russell looks to the inside and he just can't get it. I cut him off a little bit, get on the throttle before he does, but he's got the DRS, he's got the ERS, I don't have it. He is coming past me at a rate of naught. This is a heck of an overtake here, but I am going to outbrake him into the corner and just stick with him. Get my nose in there. Just take the air off the side of his car. Stay on the inside, push him out to the outside, and can we complete the pass? No, he's still there into the tight turn section, man. He is holding on. But then we get down into the quads. I do cut the corner a little bit there. Didn't get a warning, but just enough to pull, enough cutting the distance of the track to pull away and secure third place. What a fight. That was a full 3/4 of a lap of a fight to hold on to third place in this race, and I managed to do it. And Pierre Gasly back there, I don't know what he was doing. He must have been sleeping through the whole thing. He had an easy chance to come through and try to take both positions from us, and he just didn't pull the trigger. And we're just going to keep going around the track now, just kind of watching out for some stuff. Russell had an amazing race as we take this quick look at a great camera angle from the Ferrari of Daniel Ricciardo. And now we're going to move forward in the race here. And just kind of watch as I start to kind of reel in the back of Jack here. Coming down into turn 11. I am on Jack. I am going to get the DRS going. And see if I can't attempt a dive here. And no! Once again, he just breaks enough. I didn't have the distance to close. What a great race I am having against my teammate here. And as we come through the 4 apex and into the penultimate corner. And what's this? The leaders are pulling off for their first sets of pit stops. This is lap 8. Ladies and gentlemen, Alexander Albon comes in. He's going to change tires, and he is going on to the softs. He is going to make a 2-stop. Jordan King coming in, goes back onto the softs. He'll have a 2-stop as well. Here we see Russell and Gasly. Gasly gets off ahead of Russell. Gasly finally makes the move as we look at our lap leader, me, followed by Daniel Ricciardo in the Ferrari. Then we have Daniel Kvyat. We have Daniel Kvyat in third place. Man, what an odd run for him. Daniel Kvyat in the Red Bull is in third. Moving down, we've got Ferrari, we've got McLaren of Lando Norris. Then we get back to what will be the leader after pit stops, Alexander Albon, Jordan King, following way behind. Then, of course, Pierre Gasly and the AlphaTauri of George Russell. And then behind them, you can see the Racing Points. We're going to move ahead in the action here as these guys get close to overtake the other AlphaTauri, or the Alfa Romeo here, I believe it is. Albon going to the outside in the braking zone. The Alpha cuts him off. Albon just goes to the outside, then to the inside, gets the move done. Alexander Albon moves up into 5th position. Jordan King now looking at the back of the Alfa Romeo. Can he make a move? He's gonna have a little bit of distance here. We're just gonna kind of watch this fight, see where things go. This Alfa Romeo is a little bit slower, of course, than Jordan is. Jordan in the fastest car on the grid. We have a fully maxed out car. He's trying around the outside, but he just can't get it done. The Alpha has the grip. Coming into the S's. Not much overtaking room here. But he's in perfect position. Pierre Gasly tight on his back. You can see how slow the Alpha is. He pushes Jordan back to Pierre Gasly and George Russell. But can he make the move? He will. He'll go to the outside into turn 11. Can he get it done? Yes! He's going to go around the outside at turn 11. Not very advisable, of course. But he gets it done. Pierre Gasly is also going to look to the inside. And now that the move is done, we're going to take a look back at our leader. Barker is having an amazing race so far today. Going very long on the soft set of tires, but he's going to come in and pit. Everybody behind him has already come in. The likes of the Ferrari of Daniel Ricciardo, Kvyat, and Sainz all pit on lap 11. This is lap 12. Barker going to come in, change to the mediums. They gave me the go-ahead. I really wanted to be able to have a one-stop change to the mediums, so I had the speed and the pace to stick with these guys while they went around the track and would eventually pit for a second time. So the orders have come back. It is Albon, King, Pierre Gasly, and George Russell are your top 4. As you can see, there's Pierre Gasly. There's not a whole lot of action going on in this race. You see George Russell and then Barker in 5th on the medium set of tires. At this point, I think I'm the only car on the medium set of tires. And we move ahead in the action now. Albon is going to pit. The leaders are coming in to pit for the second time, which means I'm going to take over the lead of this race. Alexander Albon comes in. Jordan King, Pierre Gasly, and George Russell all pit. Albon is out. You can see him going by right now. King just behind him. Everybody with similar lap times. I do apologize for the camera operation in the bottom corner. Can't get rid of that. Just missed that was there. It's just there for a little while. So, the running order as it stands. There I am in the lead. Alexander Albon.
He's in second place. And what do we have here? There's a Ferrari slowly going around the track. Is he gonna retire? And he does. That is Ocon. Ocon retires, and there may be a safety car in this race. As we come through, is there? We look to the right. Yes, there is a safety car. And oh man, when I crossed the line, there were 3 laps left in this race. This race could end under caution. I really hope that it doesn't. We want to fight to the end of this race. And as we move forward, there is only 1 safety car lap in this race, meaning that we are going to have a 2-lap shootout, ladies and gentlemen, for the race win. In this, the 100th race in my team career, running for the Red Arrow Motorsports team. Can we pull this off? Pulling down, and safety car is going to pull off, warming the tires, slowing everyone down, and as we come through the corner, we're going to get on the gas where the DRS sign is. Albon's going to get a late start. Everybody's bunched up. We have a good run up the hill to turn number 1. Down to first gear as we power down the crest, going towards the S's, flat out. Going into the S's, just letting off the gas, coasting it through. No brake required. A little tap of the brakes there. Down to 6th, down to 5th. Braking hard going into this one. 4th, 3rd. Back on the power now. 4th, 5th. Over the crest, down the hill as we head towards turn 11. Down to 2nd gear as we get back on the back straight. Powering down. ERS deployed. After the safety car, there is no DRS for a couple of laps. We'll see if it comes on the final lap of this race. Yes or no. Not sure. We come into the stadium section. Albon getting closer and closer. He's now 8/10, 7/10 as we come into the double apex. Braking hard. Getting the power on late. Pulling into the quadruple. Sorry, my bad. Into the penultimate. Braking hard in there. Albon trying to gain every bit that he can. But this track is so fast, and my car is just that bit faster than the Red Bull. As we come on to the final lap, up the hill one more time, through turn 1, down into first gear, powering down, 2nd gear, 3rd gear, flat out through this turn into the S's. Albon's gonna push here hard. We're gonna give you a better angle of it here though. Albon so close, but he just can't hold the speed into that corner. Braking 5th gear. Now slowing down to 3rd, powering over the crest and down the hill one final time. We head towards turn 11 in the braking zone. Albon looks to the outside, but Barker closes the door on him. Man, that was a heck of a move. And here we will see that no, Albon will not have DRS here on the final lap. If he had it, he'd be so much closer. He'd be flying past me. I brake late to get as much of an advantage in that corner as I can. Coming into stadium for the final time. Through the corners. We see it's Barker, Albon, King, Gasly, Russell, Kvyat. Kvyat having a great run in the top 10. Can Albon make a move in the final 2 corners? I don't think he can. He tries the inside lane and he can't find the room. And Barker will win his 100th race.
Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
Well, when you overtake that many people, I'd certainly hope you'd win the race. Their car was really effective in the slipstream here today, and the team will be pleased that they didn't cook the engine, given how long they were spending in the hot air behind other cars. They had a lot of confidence to push their tyres hard as well, especially going into the corners, which allowed them some late braking and some exciting passes.
The faces on our top 3 look so incredibly happy as they make their way up to the podium. A much-deserved victory and a brilliant performance from them all.
All right, guys, and there you have it, the win for my 100th race in my team career. We'll look at the standings as Albon, King, Gasly, and Russell round out the top 5. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please do like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.